Hello and welcome to another edition of the Big Arsenal Discussion. I'm your host Giles, and joining me today are regular Amanda from the Goonie Girls podcast. We've got Pete from Le Grove and also Andrew from Burkamp Wonderland. Okay, semi-final. We've been sorted. I think it's 5:20 on a Saturday evening, so we've missed the clashing with Chelsea and whoever else has played. Is it Chelsea and United? And the other potential semi-final is Liverpool or Blackburn versus Aston Villa. Can we retain the cup? Can we negotiate? Let's not count our chickens. Can we negotiate the Reading semi-final? I'll start with you, Amanda.
I don't even want to go there. I just go on the fact that our club would not surprise me if we didn't. But what do you want to ask me?
Do you think we'll cruise through it, or do you think there's going to be another Wigan?
Arsenal cruise through anything. Look, I've always said this. It depends who turns up. If we turn up, we should cruise through. Really? Realistically? We've got the players. I'm not silly. I don't like to box the club, as I say. But this is Arsenal, and Wigan should be a warning for us, or any club that we play. Didn't we play Reading in the Cup?
7-5.
7, and we were 4-0 down at half time, or 3-0, and we came back. And you know what? It's fabulous for the beauty of the Cup. Well, there won't be a neutral.
Right.
Every single fan in this country will want Reading to win.
That's
Apart from
true.
us, who's going to want us to win? Unless you're an Arsenal fan, and unless they're Reading's rivals, you know. So. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that I'm looking forward to going.
Andrew.
I think, one of the things, so, obviously with the rise of the Champions League in recent years, and the FA Cup's kind of taken, a bit of a hammering from the press, and it has not seen, it's not quite as prestigious, but I think for a lot of us growing up, it was, it's a huge tournament, notably because of, the very famous cup upsets, and it is, underdogs. We love seeing underdogs win, it's kind of the British spirit, isn't it? The British Bulldog. But, so, as we saw last year, I think someone joked when Wigan beat Man City, in the quarterfinals, it was the greatest result in the history of Arsenal Football Club, because it just meant, but then we went on and similar only scraped through against Wigan on penalties because of Kim Kallstrom, and then Hull again, as a team on paper we should we should be quite comfortably beating Hull if you look at the standard of the players, the salary of the players, but because of the spirit in the cup, you can never underestimate the fight. And that kind of, as you said, it kind of galvanises the underdog. It's all the focus of the story is, can this, look at Bradford over the last couple of years. It's always been, can Bradford, translate that, year on year. Yeovil Town used to be known as kind of the cup, the cup or giant killers, weren't they? And so, we love that kind of story, and it really pushes teams on. I think, realistically, we should be beating Reading, and we, 99% sure we will, but. Or 90%, but nonetheless, the FA Cup is just a completely different kettle of fish, and there is that worry that teams like Reading, on their day can cause cup upsets. So we can't be arrogant.
No.
We can't go into the game, ill prepared. We need to just routine and take on the form that we've shown over, as we mentioned earlier, over the last 6 games in the league, and just bruise through.
Pete, with the benefit of going through what we went through last season to win the cup, we won't underestimate Reading, but we're a year more experienced now. We are the cup holders. We should be able to beat Reading. I mean, when you think about when we went up against Middlesbrough, they beaten Man City, and everyone's like, oh, it's going to be a really tough game. And we kind of negotiated that one. Do you think with the 9-year monkey off our back, FA Cup holders?
I think like show Reading respect, but show Reading respect by coming up with a game plan, doing your analysis, like understanding where the threat's coming from, making sure that we go into that game confident, not overly confident. But I think our general problem against weaker teams is that we just don't come up with a game plan for them. I think we kind of showed that against Monaco. So we go to City, we've got a plan, a structure for dealing with all of their talent, and then we go to Monaco and we're just like, it would be a stroll in the park. And I think there's a danger that we'll do that against Reading. I think we've got far too many players that have come back into the fold to struggle against them. I think we could smash them. I think it could be a really,
Wrexham,
really big school.
York, Bradford. I'm older
I
than
don't.
you.
Yeah,
History doesn't predict the future, as Wenger
yeah.
said.
I think this
Listen.
team's in too much good form, and
Okay.
I hope, and really, like Arsene Wenger has to win the FA Cup to like maintain the, we're still progressing, even though our league position might not actually end up with any progress. So I think go with a game plan, take them to pieces, and then we've got the worry that the Liverpool swan song for Steven Gerrard is going to be an FA Cup win. That's
I
the big
predicted
fear.
we'd play Liverpool in the final a long time ago.
And
And they-
tactics Tim's there.
I think also this year there's a real importance around the FA Cup for Arsenal. I think was it head to head with joint with Manchester United, and
Yeah,
is
in terms of
Wenger
cup
is
wins.
Wenger one ahead of Fergie now, or are they head to head as well?
I
So-
think.
I thought we were.
I think
Effectively,
he's
if we win the FA Cup this year, it means that we're the most successful
yeah.
club in the history of the FA Cup, which is a huge achievement for a team like Arsenal. There should be added importance, and I think, as you say, Peter, we as we saw last year, we beat teams like Liverpool at home in the FA Cup, Tottenham at home in the FA Cup, Everton at home.
When you say
And
added importance, what do you mean?
we'll see that for that prestigious, just to say you are
I
the
see.
club which has won the most number of FA Cups in it's
I love
it's
FA
a great
we love
achievement for
bragging, we
Arsenal.
do, don't we?
Huh?
We love bragging about title wins.
Yeah.
I don't brag about
Not
that.
only would we win the FA Cup, but we'd knock Man United off that perch, or we
Yeah.
we take that joy. And I think and that's not something to be sniffed at.
No,
As you said about having that game plan, having that's critical. As we saw last year, we didn't cruise to get to the semi final, but we
Yeah.
comfortably beat Liverpool, Tottenham, and Everton. Well, Arteta after he took those two penalties,
Yeah.
but then we stalled against the two kind of lower clubs.
I think it's nerves, and I think Reading. If I was Reading's manager, I'd just come at us. They've got nothing to lose. They've got 90 minutes to beat us as such, and I think that's what. It would just be nice for once if we just wipe the floor with the team, wouldn't it? 1, 2, 3-0, bang, done, and get on with the game. We just don't do that. That's just not us. Occasionally, we've done it.
I don't actually like the Wembley pitch either. I always feel like going to Wembley. I mean, the pitch is huge as well,
Yeah, it's a big
and
pitch.
considering we've got one of the biggest pitches in the Premiership, it just never feels like it quite suits us playing that. I much prefer playing at the Millennium Stadium.
Yeah.
Like
I know
old
what you
Wembley
mean.
was great, but I
Yeah.
don't know. Just go there, and I don't know whether it's like because we've had some bad luck there, but it just never feels like we really hit our stride at that ground. So maybe this is a good opportunity to lay that to rest and like absolutely dish out tanking, because we've got so much pace and energy in our side. But I guess will we have pace and energy in our side? Because that's where the opportunity is for Reading if we don't rest and rotate our players in the build-up.
All right, well, tell us what you think. Leave your comments in the box below and make sure you hit that subscribe button.
What's up with these TV
It's
companies?
appalling. I mean, the FA haven't helped. I mean, I think the Chelsea game could have been put at 1:45 because there's no 1:45 games on Saturday, and ours could have been put at 5. I really, they can't put this at 3:00
But
because
why couldn't they do this game at 4 o'clock then?
no, because they can't until the 3:00 games finishes. I think that is the rule.
Right.